Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabe. I freaking love music. It's been a while since I sat behind here. I missed you guys. If you're watching this, thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it, even in times of dire need where I am not around. Have not given an album review in a while. I think I'm gonna take my channel a different direction, but that's for a different time. We'll discuss that later. For right now, I wanted to discuss the JPEG Mafia and Earl Sweatshirt beef. It's just kind of odd. It's just kind of weird. I don't even know if it's really considered beef, to be honest with you. More of just like a disagreement, but I kind of just wanted to go over it, give my thoughts. So yeah, let's just get into it. So JPEG Mafia, just about maybe a week or two ago, announced that he had an album coming out, and actually maybe like a week from now or 2 weeks from now. It's going to be titled Experimental Rap. I believe that will be the title of it. And in this album rollout, it's already kind of gone off to a weird start. He did like a sit down interview. I believe it was an interview. And in the interview, he was basically just saying that he like wanted to lay claim to being like the experimental rap king, and that he's on top of this and he's the best out right now and he's the only one not afraid to take a risk and step out of his shell. And hey, I'm one that likes taking risks. I'm a risk taker. I love taking risks. I always encourage people to take risks. So I love that he's like, laying claim to that. And there's it was a little bit it was a tiny bit gimmicky. I mean, obviously that's not what he's going for, but there was like he was obviously joking around at least a little bit in what he was saying. Maybe not fully. I still think that he believes at least half-heartedly in what he's saying, but there was obviously a little bit of joke in what he was saying as well. Now, also in this same interview, he was also talking about how he doesn't really like. Well, he didn't say that word for word, but he was basically insinuating that he didn't really enjoy the rappers who are just kind of doing the lucky thing and trying to appeal to a younger audience, that is into the rap music right now. And Earl Sweatshirt took it personally, which I honestly think is well within his right. So, just for a little more context, Mike and Earl Sweatshirt released a collab project maybe a month or two ago. And it was kind of like widely accepted by a lot of different people who listened to the album that it kind of sounded like he was doing sort of like a lucky thing, you know? And so Earl Sweatshirt took offense to this, which you can debate on whether or not that he should have or shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, since he didn't call out Earl specifically, maybe you can say he shouldn't have taken it personally. But I understand why Pearl. I understand why Earl did take it personally because, again, for one, it did sound like he might have been doing a lucky thing, and seeing as that is like one of the most recent works of album that has done that type of style, I could see where Earl got that. But also, this is not the first time that JPEG Mafia has called out Earl Sweatshirt, and he called him out by name the first time. And this happened, I think, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago now. But I think he was also in an interview on this one where he was just saying he's tired of hearing Earl Sweatshirt and The Alchemist, and he's tired of hearing them make the same song. And he says that they've been making the same song and cadence and everything over the past decade. And which is, I mean, come on, that's just kind of an ignorant statement. I mean, I don't know. I think he just kind of hates Earl Sweatshirt, but I don't know. Maybe what do I know? Now, Earl Sweatshirt responded in the comment section of this video online that has surfaced, and he said a couple things. So he said on here, nobody copies Cub because his music is gnarled, rough, and ugly, which that's kind of funny. And then the other thing he said was, "Leave me alone, please. I make music with my friends that I have." Derogatory. I think he might have said one other thing too, where in parentheses it said derogatory at the end, but it was clearly also just like a joke, right? I think maybe there was some like the Peggy thing that he said in the interview where I was like, yeah, it's probably a little bit of a joke, but also he might believe it a little bit as well. I think we have the same thing with Earl here, where I think he is joking here, but I think that he also might believe it at least to an extent, and might have taken a little bit of offense to it. But I think it's more leaning towards the joke side, especially because like you're putting derogatory in parentheses. Like, what are we talking about here? This is not real. This is not genuine. You know what I'm saying? Now, Peggy also responded to Earl in this comment section, and he said he's the first guy to go back underground since Joe Budden. And he was also basically just saying, he shouldn't say "cuh" because he's 32 and he went to a boarding school. And so that was Peggy's response to that whole thing. So then Earl responded back to him and said, "You know what, bro? My fault. I misspoke. Bro is the king of making crunchy ass music and wearing Muay Thai shorts. Super excited for the album, brother. Positive. It seems like it's going to be really experimental." Um, Again, it just feels like we're just kind of joking here. I mean, I think at this point it kind of escalated a little bit where Peggy, I think, took it to a farther level than it needed to go, and I think Earl definitely felt some type of way about it. He also then proceeded to say, "I fuck with the Leather Vibe 2 twin shit hard." I don't know. I just don't really see the point of what like Peggy is doing here. I don't know why he hates Earl Sweatshirt so much. I don't know why he keeps digging at him. I mean, has Earl done repetitive themes in his music before? 100%, 100%. And there's no denying that. But I just think going after him specifically is such an odd thing, especially considering that Earl Sweatshirt, for the most part, is very agreeable. He doesn't say anything controversial. He says things that the media likes. He is friends with, it seems like, damn near everybody in the industry. Everybody seems to love Earl Sweatshirt that's ever met him. He seems like a genuine dude in all the interviews he's ever done. Like, it's just such a weird guy to point at and like be the main root cause of all of this. Now, I mean, JPEG Mafia, he's made it apparent over the last years, maybe like 3 or 4 years, that he doesn't really care to be liked or loved by the media or by people who he doesn't surround himself with. That was pretty evident during like the whole Freddie Gibbs beef, and I mean, he's just always, it feels like, saying controversial things. So like I said, he doesn't really care to be liked, but it's so weird because like, yeah, you might not care to be liked, but at a certain point, it seems like you're going out of your way to be disliked, if that makes sense. Like it's like you want to be disliked and dismissed by a community of people for no reason. You understand what I'm saying? Now, another point that I really wanted to bring up is I feel like Peggy is very weirdly selective with who he chooses to beef with. And the reason why I say that is because, like, he had the whole Freddie Gibbs beef, which that happened, whatever. The reason why I'm saying this though is that he's, at least publicly, we've never seen any problem between him and Earl Sweatshirt. Earl Sweatshirt has never addressed him, in any manner whatsoever. There's never been really anything there except for Peggy just sending shots at him over and over again for seemingly no reason. But the reason why I think it's selective is because, I mean, you've had other people who have taken shots at Peggy in the past who he just like let go, and didn't really engage with it at all. Like, for instance, and I know that this is a joke, but I think this might have been like a year or two ago, but he did this like video kind of concept with Denzel Curry where I don't, honestly, I'm not even 100% sure like what they were like doing really, but I know in that video like Denzel just kept talking about how bad JPEG Mafia's production was, and he was basically just ripping Peggy like forever and his music. And the whole time Peggy's just sitting there like taking it like, just like, yeah, yeah, no, it's not even bad, bro. Like, it's not even that bad. And meanwhile, Denzel Curry is over here ripping him like, man, your stuff is trash. If you were my producer, I would personally tell you to kick rocks. I'll try to get you kicked out of my studio session. Like, he was over here digging in him. And again, it was obviously a joke, right? And they're obviously good friends. But I think that that's what this felt like here to me too. It seems like Earl's response was a joke. It's, at least somewhat a joke. It seemed like Peggy's first thing that he said was a joke. So it's just weird that whenever somebody kind of like pokes back at you after you like half joke, half serious with them, and then they come back with a half joke, half serious, you're very you're very quick to jump on that and start a beef from that. When it's like, this dude just said derogatory in parentheses. Why are we taking anything that happens after this serious? And then there was also something that happened last year on the Danny Brown show, which is Danny Brown's podcast, where I think somebody asked Danny when Scaring the Host 2 was coming out, and he said that he didn't know because he hadn't really talked to Peggy. Peggy had been like, he's basically saying Peggy's kind of like off the face of the earth. It's kind of hard to reach him, and all types of other stuff. He say he doesn't know where he's at, but He said Danny said he was ready whenever Peggy was ready, and Peggy kind of took offense to it and said that Danny knows where he's been at and that it's not like a mystery and that he had been taking care of a family member. I believe that's what he had said. And I feel like even that is like that should be enough, at least like to the standard we've seen Peggy get mad at certain things. That should be of the standard enough for him to get worked up over to want to start something with. And he didn't, and I'm actually kind of glad he didn't. I love Danny Brown. I love JPEGMAFIA. I hope they continue making music together. And I just think that would be an unnecessary beef. But this just feels like unnecessary beef. This feels like nothing. You feel me? This feels like what are we doing? And that's why I don't even really want to call it a beef because it's definitely not one sided. But I don't think that it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna make it past here, but past just like comment section stuff uh, that they go back and forth. I just don't see it going that far. Maybe it will. If it does, keep it in the music. I don't care to see it outside of this. Now, to answer the title of the video, which I think I don't know what the title of the video exactly is going to be, but it's going to be something along the lines: Is he a lame? Is he a cornball? Yeah, yeah. Peggy is. He is. He is a lame. At least a little bit. He is a bit of a cornball. I love his music. I love JPEG Mafia. Um, but he is he's a bit of a cornball for sure. And again, it just seems like he's a guy that doesn't care if he's liked or hated in the industry, but will also go out of his way to make himself hated in the industry. You know what I mean? It's just one of those weird things. But yeah, I just want to get my thoughts on it. And that was really it. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time. Hopefully, you learned something new. Hopefully, you like my perspective. If you have a different one, please let me know in the comments. If I missed something, please let me know in the comments. You guys are awesome. Peace out.